I uploaded a short tutorial on Instagram on one of the hardest flips that you can learn. And this crazy guy reached out to me and was like, can you teach me in one day? To be honest, the webster is a super advanced, tricky move because the technique is quite hard. This is why Rads is going to practice the webster today in the pool. He says he has a decent front flip on the floor. The difference between a front flip and the webster is that a front flip starts with your arms over your head. You kind of already have an impact when you start because you block in the floor, and you have a massive impact when you land because you come out of this rotation and all the energy goes in the head. So the technique comes from a pulling leg in the back connected with a pulling arm and actually a launching leg that is extending and a hold to make yourself a ball. So, Rad, just give it a go without any instructions. You're still dry.
Let's watch that video quickly. 1 second.
Then work on the launch by pulling one leg and pushing with the other. Grab your jumping leg and rotate your arm around. Your first attempts might look like this. Please do it in a foam pit or in the pool first. Try to use more momentum to land on your feet first. Make use of your swing leg and reach forward with your arms during the landing. So Rad just checked my tutorial on Instagram again to know what he has to do. Make sure to follow both of us on Instagram, Mindsetoftheo, Red Riders Love. And now he's going for his first attempt. He's still dry. Let's see how he does. Nice forward flip. Yeah, oh, no, okay, stop. So we don't do something like this. Also, like a webster is more performed on the same spot, and we have to get a little bit forward. I'm really afraid of you hitting the edge, so make sure to get forward motion. What you do? I know.
No? Okay.
Like,
I'll jump forward.
yes. So the idea would be you go down with your upper body, you load on this leg, not with both hands like this. You're just loading. So you don't have to be speedful here. You can be really slow here. The speed comes once you're down, exactly. Then you actually push and extend with this leg and pull up the other one in the back. This is where the speed comes from. Boom, boom, like a scorpion kick. There you go. Your left leg stays in here the entire time. And your left arm, you go down, directly hook it in, extend, and pull it over. Bro, just go forward. First attempt, nothing can happen. That was perfect! We have a winner! There is potential to make it, bro. That was amazing. Let's have a look at that one in slow motion. That was perfect!
Do some stuff on the grass, or?
So we don't go directly to the grass, but you're actually more or less ready for it. I would say we need to get a little bit more pool time and details. So yeah, that's the tricky thing when you start with the pool. It actually helps because you don't have to finish the rotation and don't crash on your bum or your heels on the floor, but you have to jump so much forward, which is actually counterintuitive to the real motion of the webster, which is more on the same spot. So what we can analyze is you had a very powerful launch. Your left leg was working perfectly at sync with your right pulling leg. You can try to make a little bit more of a ball when you're up and try to keep your swinging leg long in the beginning to have a longer lever to really pull it up. And you went a little bit sideways, what I do too. It's useful because you don't have to go this head knee crushing thing. You can go a little bit into the side motion and pull it out here, which will be beneficial. Let's do 3 more and see how you do. You were waiting a little bit. It had more of a front flip and less of the motion comes from the back, but it's fine because we're still in the pool, right? Good, sweet. Let's do the progressions on the ground. We're gonna move the cameras. It's time to go to the grass. Yeah! So we're out of kindergarten. Now we go to the hard playground. We are on the grass, not the pool anymore. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we go through the regressions first. So the first one would actually be getting comfortable with rolling forward. So just have a forward roll. See what happens nicely. So he kept his knees close to his chest. He had this ball feeling and he just rolled through it, which is great. Let's try to do that in a handstand position, because if we go for the rear webster, we're going to go upside down. We have this inversion and we need to make ourselves like a ball really quick. So if you cannot roll out of a handstand, you shouldn't think about websters. So maybe just kick into a handstand, and the moment where you overshoot, pull your chin to your chest, bend your arms and roll it out. Perfect. All right, now comes the tricky part. We have to integrate some dynamics. Learning to fall over into that position. With the webster, we actually always tucked. But let's see what happens if we kind of fall over in a handstand forward cartwheel motion. So I will go into a handstand, and my leading hand, my right hand, because I'm going to webster with my left foot, so my right hand is going to be a little bit more in the front, internally rotated, so I have a chance to fall out over that shoulder onto my legs. So it might look a little bit like this. I go for the handstand and I fall over to the side onto my legs. So I get familiar with this motion of actually getting from my feet over my head back to my feet. Maybe with a little bit more speed like this. Right? You hear the impact of my feet hitting the floor, but it's the first step to actually get familiar with going over. Just have 2 attempts or something. You can try to make it smoother than me. It would be like a front wheel motion.
By the way, like this is all happening live. We didn't prep this at all. Like it's just here's your progressions right now, Rad. Do it. Okay.
Let's go. There you go. And fold it over. Nice. Okay, okay. So you collapsed a little bit away with your arm, with your right arm, and you fell on it. Try to keep your right arm as balanced. This is the moment where you have your weight on. Let go of the left hand. So you actually finish when you come out of the motion in this position. If you keep your left hand on the floor for too long, you will block yourself, and then, of course, you're going to fall here. Use your right hand, keep the balance on it, and let go of your left hand. There you go. That was sweet. Perfect. All right. All right.
This guy knows what he's doing.
It actually makes sense. Good. All right. All right. So now from here on, we heard the impact is quite hard, but this will be the beginning of your Webster journey. You will have some hard attempts where you actually crash into the floor. That's why we start with the pool. Look for a foam pit. Maybe do it from a little bit of a thing that is higher, from a rock or something. Not a rock. Like,
A really sharp object into more sharp object.
if you can go to the beach and you find like a dune or something and you just flip from the grass into the sand or something, that would be perfect. Or just go for grass as Rad is doing it. So let's do one more of these. Yep, there you go. The next level I'm going to demonstrate again will be you do the same, but actually you try to pop out a little bit crazier with your hands, so you have more airtime. You actually already had it more or less already. Try to push away. It's more like a front handspring. We go over the side again to cheat it a little bit, and try to have more airtime. Then we push up. So the moment where I felt this is like a hard step for a next progression. It's really like next level. You saw I'm not just falling over on my feet. I actually pushed out, and like I got experience. I know how to pull my legs to create the right momentum to get my body weight over the critical point and move over, and have actually like I feel light when I push out of my hands to finish the motion. But you saw it was explosive and I actually had airtime and I could land safely. I faked it a little bit over the side, but this will be your next step. So one more time. We're here. A little bit more power going in, pushing up, landing here. Easy.
Easy.
Easy, Rad.
Easy.
Let's see what you got. Dynamics, pushing up. Whoa! That's sick. Amazing.
Something like that.
So Rad has the dynamics too. What we could tell is you landed in a straight squat position. The landing was like, right?
It was tough.
It was tough, and it's hard on the spine, it's hard on the heels. The beautiful thing with the Webster is that we do not go linear. We don't go straight. It's not like a straight front flip. We have a pulling leg and we have a pushing leg. It's more like a fighting sprinter position where we have this little bit of diagonal touch, and we can make use of that. We don't have to go over the vertical line. When I pull in, I'm a little bit more fast, almost fast, German again, almost like a side flip. So when I go over here and I exit this position, you see I'm first landing on the right and then on the left. It's more like this position, it's not this position. So do the same thing and try to keep this little rotation of having the right foot a little bit more in the back than the left one. And pushing it out. Good, nice landing, perfect landing. What I would criticize on this attempt was your intro. Your entrance looked super hard like a front handspring and like a handstand kick up, both arms aligned. With the Webster, we're going to have one arm on the leg, the other arm's going to do the swing. So we need to keep this cartwheel position because we're going to go here. We won't have the motion of going down with both hands. Exactly. It's all the details, guys. One more. Got this. In, push it out. Perfect. Love it. All right.
If I want it to be softer, I just practice that till my landing gets better. Versus right now, we want to go for the video. So it would be smarter, if I'm being smart, to just spend a little more time there, get my landing so it's not rough when I do the actual thing.
First of all, we are just trying to push it to a Webster right now in 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
We're just nonsense. We're just doing it
Don't do this at home.
We're just doing it for the fun of it. What I would recommend to you is get more familiar with flips overall. go to a trampoline house, do it in the pool for a week every day. So you really know proprioception. Where is my body when I do it? So once you commit to the flip, you know what you're doing and it's not completely new. For your landing, to level up your Webster, so it's...
By the way, that's the first Webster he's done all day. He didn't warm up or do anything. That's the first flip he did right now.
Like super high landing.
Yeah.
You cannot fix that in a couple of days. This is real technique and it's specific training to have this motion in your body. So I wouldn't say fix your landing. I would say get more familiar with the motion and the technique by doing it from a higher surface into sand, doing it into a foam pit from an obstacle. Because the landing, the details, you cannot fix that with the regressions. It will be too hard because it's a completely different thing. Once you move from the regression to the real Webster, you'll be again.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one would be, we can try to do that actually just with one hand support, right? Or we can try to commit for the full flip yet.
Yeah.
In a regression way. So what options do we have? We could actually try touch down with our left hand, which I wouldn't recommend. I would try to use the right hand because the right hand is the one that swings and actually gets around. So I would be doing something like this. Leave out the left hand, commit to the jump, use my right hand to support and land on it and get over the motion. So maybe something like this. Right? So you could see I didn't push out from my hand now. There was no body weight in a handstand position. I actually just used my hand to support me in the landing position. The impact was there, but my hand gave a little bit of support. Going for the Webster, jumping in. There's a little bit of support on this hand. That would be your next level. Let's go through it really slow again. So you do what you did before. You prepare for your cartwheel thing. And in this moment, you actually leave out this hand, you pull it in the leg, you reach over, go around with your head, perfect. And there is your landing in the squat like you did it before. Amazing. Important at this moment is to internally rotate the hand. If you keep it to the front, you will be blocking. You actually want to be able to enter this internal rotation of the arm. So start with an internal touchdown of your right hand.
Something like this.
Yes.
I'm not
More
trying
internal.
to go down, but I'm
More internal, yeah. You actually, you go around over your right shoulder, to be honest. Yes, it's not really over vertically. Should I do one more?
Sure, yeah. I'll take another one.
So, it is loading from here, actually like punch or something. Here, I'm going down. I don't prepare for my cartwheel. I actually just do this motion. I pull up with one leg, boom, and land here. This was the soft version. If we do it with more power, boom. Oh, almost a Webster, looks nice.
Okay, soft version.
There you go. And over. Sick. All right. That was good. It was a little bit too much as a cartwheel. Think about this pulling Webster motion and locking the one leg. It's not a one-handed cartwheel. And boom. Sweet. There we go. There we go. Let's do two more. Right, got this. Yeah, load it. Pull it down. Jump. Sick. There you go. How you feel about it?
I'm getting there, but this is scary. it's getting more real now. It's not a pool.
Yeah, it's getting more real now, but you do so good. Like every landing is soft. Your technique is fine. You would actually be able to perform a Webster on this level now if you really commit to making a ball and you put everything in the launch and you don't take the energy out by using your hand. If everything would be like really committing now, you would be able to do it. Let's do one more. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Load it from the back. Pull it down. And then comes the explosion.
I feel the swinging in is kind of wrong. Is it wrong?
I use it a lot.
You do need a little swinging.
Yeah. So if I load for a real Webster, I actually start with my chest pulled back. So I would be here. Then my energy goes down. And from here, I explode and push it up. So it's actually waiting. Explode. Boom.
Okay. Okay, there's a good weight shift that's happening.
Shit. You got this? In. That's it.
I
Yeah,
felt like a webster.
that was a webster.
I felt like a webster.
The landing was quite slamming your heel.
But I felt like it went over.
But that was a webster. If we would have a look at the video now, you would see you had air time.
Yeah.
You were kind of stopping yourself by reaching down with your hand. If you would commit and really go for the roll, you got it. What I don't want you guys to do. Red is making insanely quick progress. And now we are at the point where he has to commit 100% to finish the full webster. He cannot, on the regressions, you can't go half speed to protect yourself, to do it slow, to understand it. But once you go for the wheel webster, you have to commit 1,000%, because otherwise it happens what just happened to Red. He has not enough time because he has not enough height and momentum. So when he's coming out of the position of the rotation of the flip, he's actually here and the floor comes too quickly. So he slams his leg in the floor and the entire impact of his body crashes and compresses his entire body. And his leg was kind of here and he has this massive stretch on the outside, maybe not good for the knee, for the ankle. So if you see my webster, I'm so high that once I finish the motion, I kind of already over rotate. I see the floor, I can extend, touch down, and then actually absorb the shock by bending my knees again. Because I'm so high and I'm so efficient with my pulling leg, with my pushing leg, to make it really safe. This is why I wouldn't recommend Rad keep practicing websters on the floor with like a stone edge here and just on the grass. I would say go to a gym, use the crash mat, go to the beach, do it from a dune into the sand, keep practicing in the pool. It doesn't make sense to destroy your body. But keep doing this all of the time. He understands the technique. Now it would be to finish these last 10% to make it really safe.
Well, I'll try one.
Yeah.
I'll try one. We'll see. And for reference, like I can only pretty much do a backflip. Like if you ask me on any day what can you do, I can do a backflip. I wouldn't do a front flip for you.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll do a webster.
But that's the beauty of the thing. The front flip is so much more familiar for everyone in a trampoline house, but it's actually so much harder than a backflip or a webster because technique-wise and from the level of difficulty, dangerous, super hard. So backflips and websters are way better.
I watched Theo's video on the webster. It looked like the landing was so soft. I wasn't so scared versus when I do like a front flip, the landing is so much harder because it's both feet just like boom, and I do one. It's like never again for a few more years because you have to really run for it.
100% agree. Commit 100% when you want to go for the webster. Pull it in, over rotate, try to land. Maybe even bring your hands to the front of you. That would be your goal. Yep, there's the arm. Nope. That was sick actually. Yeah, you had so much pulling power that you pulled yourself out of it. So yeah, it's not jumping and then puts your hand down. It's actually coming from here, going down with the leg, and then your arm simultaneously pulls up with your leg in the back. Yep. There you go. That's it for me. He wants more. All right. Pull it up in the back. Up. Sick. You okay? But what I said before, like the landing is not safe and clean yet. We don't want to push too hard. We would go back to a foam pit, to sand, to pool. You went through it. You put your mind on it. You know that you can do it. Regressions into the pool, and then you will get there. And this is actually how you would work on the webster if you really want to commit to it. Hope this makes sense. You learned something. Any last words? Bah!